dear friends, welcome back again. We are so happy you popped over again to see what we are up to today. Of course, for everyone who is new here, welcome. We are Janny and Dyanne, and we hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, of course, we hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone who is here and is not subscribed to our channel, we hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and tick the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Like we always say, enough talking, let's jump in today's inspiration. You see already, I'm ready for a new DIY inspiration for today. Of course, we use our tumbling tower blocks, the smaller blocks. Of course, we have our container with everything inside we need. Of course, that's for everyone different, but the most important is the wood glue. And I recommend also for this DIY the wood glue. Of course, we have our saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. We have a paint, and of course this is just for example because you can choose any paint you like. And I now have some garden stick, and you see already this is a cow, and I will take it off the garden stick, but you see that later. But he was only 1.79, so he was very cheap. So this is the main thing what we need. And what we're going to make, we are going to make a kind of a farmhouse planter, but with a twist. We will see how this will turn out. So you see already the first step is, of course, we have 4 rows of 6 blocks, so 4 rows of 6. So we're going to do very easy. We do some lines on the longest, smallest side of the block. So very easy, and you row them very easy together like this. You do 5, and 6 is the closure up. So you always do 5 blocks, and this is so easy to do. And now you can make your own easy planter with a little bit of a farmhouse touch. But I did some cows, but of course you can do any animal, but you also can do any decor piece. You don't have to do an animal. If you don't like that, just do something else, maybe some little houses, or something you find at the Dollar Tree, maybe some little signs. You can do anything for in the middle. But I always say a nice planter is always nice to have in, especially I like them in my kitchen. So we're going to work from the inside to the outside, and then we're going to squeeze it. We work from the inside to the outside and give it some pressure. You see already one want to pop up, and again from the inside to the outside. And of course you can use a carpenter's square, but I always do it with my hands, but do whatever you think it's fine. So I'm going to get my wet towel, I'm going to wipe away the glue, and always when you use the glue, always make sure afterwards, if you use the glue, your wet towel, make sure afterwards that you always go back and look for that everything is still in the straight line. We're going to give this a couple of minutes, so we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to turn them and this way, and we're going to place them on the side. We do some glue, and we do here some glue, and on number 3 and number 4 is of course the closure up. You're going to place them down, place them against each other, and this way and this way. And you see already, now we go gently going to give it some pressure from the sides, and we make sure that we have a nice straight line like this. And we're going to wipe away the glue so we can see a little better what we do. Over here, and again give it some pressure. Make sure that you have one side which is totally straight, because we're going to build on top of here, and also on this side. Make sure that one side is flat. Of course I have to go down a little to make sure that this one is a flat side. And then we're going to give it a couple of minutes to place this on the side. What we're going to do, we're going to get 4 blocks of 2, and here and this one. And now we're going to do also again on the longer side a line of glue, place them together. We do here the same, place them together, here the same, and the last again, place them together, squeeze it, make a straight line, and over here and over here. And now we're going to wipe away the glue, and this one. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. So now we have our 4 pieces of 2. We're going to turn them this way, place them in a nice row, and we're going to do some glue on the tops, on this one, on this one. And then we're going to roll all of 4 of them together until one piece. And again, make sure that you have a nice straight line. We're going to wipe away the glue. And again, we're going to give it a couple of minutes. Now we have our 2 pieces. This will be on the underside of the back side of the planter. And this will be in the middle because we're going to build it from under up. You feel with your fingers, this is a straight line. We're going to get this one. We're going to get 3 loose blocks. So we're going to do some glue on the underside and on the top side. We're going to place this in the ending. We do here the same and here the same. Place it on this side, and this one will be in the middle over here. And we're going to place this one exactly in the middle. Going to squeeze it, going to squeeze this one and over here, and we're going to fill it up with the one with the 4 pieces of 2. We're going to place this one, and now we're going to make sure that we get it nicely fitting. And then you're going to give it some pressure. And over here, it is a little bit of work. Just take your time for it because the blocks are not always even, but a lot of you already know that. So this is what we have right now. We have 2 open spaces. What we're going to do, we get a loose block. We're going to do some glue on the underline. So over here, so you just do it on the underline. You place it exactly in the middle. You do here the same. Some glue on the underline, and you're going to place this one in the middle. Going to squeeze it. We do again a block on the underline, and we place it in the opposite direction, also on the inside, and we're going to give it some pressure. And we do with another one over here, and we're going to place this one also in the middle, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. So if everything is correctly, you have right now this piece, and of course we're going to place it aside so it can dry a little further. We are going to make again 4 pieces of 2, and we're going to do the same like we did with the other one. We're just going to do the longest line, place them together, also over here, and this one, and the last, and we're going to squeeze it again, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. But of course, make sure that you have them this way, not like me, at least in a straight line. So now we're going to place our 4 pieces again, the same like we did with the other one, in one row, and we're going to give them a little glue on the tops, only on 3 pieces. Make sure that you fit them nicely together this way, and again wipe away the glue and let it dry again for a couple of minutes. So we gave our piece a couple of minutes. We're going to get back our part this way. What we're going to do, we're going to do the same. We're going to do one in the length, of course, some glue, and over here, and we're going to place this in the corner. And you can make any texture you like, because you don't have to texture, I mean how you call it, at least a design. You can make the design you want. I do it this way, but of course just do it what you think and what you like in your decor. That's always the greatest you can do, because I don't know how your decor is, and I only give you a little bit of inspiration, but you can change it up any way you like. So I'm going to give it some pressure, and we're going to make sure that this one is still keeping in. He is not want to stay in, but that's always when you have blocks which are not the same size, and you see already this is what I have right now. I think this one is smaller than this one, so it is hard to get them together, but we're going to give it a try. And I'm going to let it rest for at least 20 minutes. And of course, before we're going to give it the 20 minutes drying, we're going to do also again some smallest line over here. We place this one against here. We do here the same. Place this one against over here, and of course in the middle, and make sure that you have a straight line. You can easily do it with a block, and then you're going to look for if it is the same length over here, and you place it on the side. And then you know already that you have the size you need, or at least the space you need in between. And you do here the same. Again, some glue, and we place this one on the back side. Give it some pressure. And now we're going to look also with this, if the blocks are the same over here. And this one is a little out of line, and this one. And now we're going to let it dry at least 20 minutes. So the next step will be, of course, again 4 times 2. This will be the start, because now we're going to make the top. But also the top you can change up any way you like. I'm going to look like a little bit like an, not really a barn, but a house barn. Yeah, at least it has to look a little bit like something you can, you can live in. So we're going to give it some pressure over here, and we're going to wipe away the glue and then let it dry for a couple of minutes. You already know the drill. I think you can dream it already. So we're going to let it dry in. So I think you already can already know what the next step will be. We are going to make again this one in one row. So again, some glue and this one, and we're going to place them together. This will be the start of the top, and the top will be at least a little higher, because I want to give it a little bit more in the length. Of course, we're going to squeeze it and let it rest for a couple of minutes before we're going to build further. In the meantime, we place this apart. We take 1 of 3. We take 1 of 2. What we're going to do, we're going to do the tops and over here and place them together, and this one only on the top, and make one piece out of it. Here the same, squeeze it, and we're going to wipe away the glue on top and let it rest for again for a couple of minutes. So now we're going to take the 2 times 4. This one we're going to do some glue on the 1 of 3 over here. We're going to place them exactly in the middle. We do the 1 of 2 over here. We place this one in the middle. Now we're going to do a loose block over here and place this one in the middle again. And now we're going to do some on this one, and we place 1 in this corner and 1 in this corner over here. Make sure that you squeeze it, and again over here, and it has to be nicely on the outside. So we're going to wipe away the glue over here, and we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to press it gently to the top of my mat, and again give it some pressure. The last stop is last stop. In the Netherlands we call step, we call stop. So it is just almost the same. We're going to take 4 blocks again, and we're going to make a closure up of the top, and we do 1 over here and the last number 3, and we're closing it up with number 4, and this way squeeze it, and we're going to wipe away the glue and always place it down. And it doesn't matter if things are breaking or like this, you easily just place it together again and squeeze it, and it will stick nicely. So we're going to give this a couple of minutes rest. So now we place the 1 of 4 over here, and of course it is still not totally dry, so be careful, it still can break apart, but If it does, don't let it discourage, just place it together again. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to gently, and I'm going to place this straight up because we only need glue on this side, and in the middle piece. And then we're going to place it down, and we're going to fill it up with the 1 of 4, and very easy, squeeze it and make sure that you have a nice straight line. And this, you still can bend it inside. That's the greatest about wood glue. You still can redo it until it is totally dry, and that's hot glue is always so much difficult. And I'm going to wipe away the glue and let it dry in. Now we're going to glue everything together. We're going to take this part, and of course you already have this also, and I'm going to place this one on the side, and of course I'm going to do first some glue on the top over here, and the smallest line. I really have no idea where I'm sitting because I don't see I don't see the top, but we're just going to work with it. We're going to place this against each other and this way, and then we're going to give it some pressure from the top and very gently try to get it as even as we can. And this way, just work with it and then let it dry in. You see already on the table are the sides. We're going to do 2 times 6 blocks. So also again here we're going to do the longest sides of the block, and we row them together this way, very easy. And of course you can double them up and do them 2 times 6, so you get a bigger box, but that's not what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for to keep it for the small spaces also. So I'm going to go for 2 times 6 blocks again. Squeeze it from within, go to the outside and this way, and we do here also squeeze it from within, and again make sure that you get a straight line. We're going to wipe away the glue from the top, also over here, and we're going to redo it and make sure that we have a straight line. Over here we're going to give this a couple of minutes drying. So in the meantime, while our 2 pieces of 6 are drying, we're going to make again 4 pieces of 6. Of course you already probably laughing because I also could have said just make 6 rows of 6. So this was very easy, but I did 2 of 6 and now I'm going to do 4 of 6. But of course it is the same. You also can do in one time 6 rows of 6 blocks. That's much easier than what I do right now. But of course we are going to place it in one length. Of course number 6 is the closure up again. We're going to do this one, and if you're going to change this one up, let me know. I would love to know what you would do with it, because I'm just like everyone else, just an amateur and just tries something out. So let me know how you are going to make yours, if you're going to make it, if you have the time for it. Of course everyone cannot make everything, because then would be a lot of DIYs in your home. But if you do, let me know in the comments. Again, we're going to squeeze it from the sides and from the middle on and give it some pressure, also over here and this one and the last. And then we have 6 pieces of 6 in 6 blocks. So again, we're going to wipe also away here the glue over here and this one and the last one, and then we're going to let this dry also in for a couple of minutes. So we're going to get the 4 pieces of 6. We're going to do some glue on the longest line over here, place it down. We do here the same. Of course it still can fall out of each other, so be a little bit careful, but like I told you earlier, if it does, it doesn't matter. So just work with your pieces, give it some pressure, and again just squeeze from the sides over here and make sure that you get a nice piece and let it dry in for a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, while the sides and of course the top is drying of our box, and in a moment we're going to do the bottom. But for the back side, you see already the blocks didn't fit nicely. I think it's because I did this part separate from this part. So if I can recommend, of course, build everything faster together, because it's very warm here in the Netherlands right now, so it dries very fast. So, and it did dry a little faster than I thought, so work a little faster, and just so you can easy squeeze everything together. Of course, I'm going to get a little bit of wood filler, and I'm just going to get my fingers, and I'm just going to try to get some wood filler inside of the little part, because I have a little piece which is not totally connecting nicely together. So I'm just going to squeeze it a little on the inside, and later we're going to spray it so we don't see it. And here is also a little piece, and we're going to just squeeze a little inside. Make sure that you leave a flat surface like this. Always go over it, and of course you can sand it also. And I hope this will be enough. Normally I like a little bit of an opening because it gives a little bit of a nice rustic look, but this was a little bit too much, so I'm just going to let this dry in. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to get my sides, that are the two loose pieces of 6. We are going to glue them on this side, and we glue one on this side. So we do very easy. We do some glue over here, and we're going to place it on the side, and this way. Make sure that you have it in a straight line, and give it some pressure. We do here the same. Do some glue on the side, and we're going to place this one also at the ending. And again, give it some pressure. Feel with your fingers where you want to have it. And I think I need to go a little bit to the back side, because it's a little bit to the front, and feel with your fingers on the ending, because the bottom still needs to come up. So it has to be smooth on the underside over here. And that we're going to give only a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes. Now we're going to do some glue on this side and on this side. And we're closing it up with our big piece, the 4 rows of 6, and feel with the fingers that you have at least on the underside a smooth piece, because that's what you want. I'm going to place this one over here, and now we're going to look for and give it some pressure from over here, and feel with your fingers, and do here the same. And maybe it needs to bend a little to the outside. That's a great, like I told you earlier with wood glue, you still can redo it a very long time, but not when it's too hot, because it's very hot here, and then it dries a little faster than normal. So we're going to give it some pressure, and we're going to let this dry. And in the meantime, while it is drying, we're going to make our bottom. And you see already for the bottom, you won't believe it, but we are going to do again 4 pieces of 6. This is the day of 4 pieces of 6. I don't know how it is possible, but our numbers are every time coming up with 4 times 6. So again, we have 4 rows of 6 blocks, and we're going to place them together again, the same like we already did so many times this DIY. So again, row them together. We're going to do the last 2. And of course, for everyone who does not like to see how everything is made, you can skip forward. But of course, I always hope that you even that enjoy it and maybe make one for yourself. But I understand completely if sometimes it takes a little bit too long of your time. We're going to squeeze it from within, and again this way, and we do here the same. So we get a nice bottom, but we're going to do the bottom a little different than only the 4 blocks. We're going to squeeze it, and we're going to wipe away the glue over here and over here. And we're going to make sure that we have a straight line again. Always again go back to your piece and feel with your fingers that everything is nicely. Now we have our 4 pieces of 6 and we're going to take 4 loose blocks and we're going to glue them on the tops together. So this way and this one, and we're going to squeeze it, and we're going to let this dry in for a little moment. Now we're going to place them on the side. We're going to do some wood glue on the tops. We do here some wood glue and place it down. We do here the same. And we're going to make sure that we get a nice piece like this. And again, very gently squeeze from the sides to fill in the open gaps, so we don't have to use wood filler anymore. But that's always something you learn by doing it, because it was very warm. So it is very warm here in the Netherlands, so the wood glue, it dries faster than I thought. So that's why the top of the planter did not go as well. And of course I use it for some plants, but you can use it for maybe in your kitchen. You can do some home decor inside. You can do some bakery pieces inside. You can do anything. Use it as an organizer. Of course we do one on this side and we do one on the other side. So if I do it this way, that makes that everything, the box is fitting exactly inside of here, and we have on the sides the same measurement if everything is correctly. But sometimes I'm also did measure not right. So again, we're going to let this dry in for at least a couple of minutes. I think do 15 minutes. So now I have my bottom, I have my box, and of course I'm going to try to place my box on my hand, and I try to turn it over, but my hand is not longer than this. So I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do some glue on the side, but if I show it to you, it will be one big mess. So I'm going to turn it totally over, but I can do it on can't do it on camera. So you see me in a moment placing it over here. Yes, I'm back again, and you see already here is my my piece, and I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to place it on the top over here. So I'm going to place it in the middle. And then I'm going to look for if I have it on this. Yes, I have it exactly where I want to have it. And now everything is having the same measurement around here. So, and that's what we like. See already? This way. And I'm going to give it some pressure, and I'm going to let this dry before we're going to spray paint it, because this time I'm going to spray paint it. If you are also going to spray paint it, give it a little bit of a sanding, especially if you're going to wax it, because or else you're going to see the spots of your wood glue. Wood glue is great, but it gives some stains on your wood, so be sure that you always give it some sanding. And if you have pieces which the glue is coming out, like I have over here, just get a small brush and wipe it away, the same like you do with your towel. So again, go around. Oh, you see already I'm taking my whole mat with me, and I'm going to do it over here. Just wipe away the glue, and on the back side is also a lot of glue. So I have now all the glue away, and I'm going to let this dry in for a little moment. So I have here now my big bag with some wooden half balls. You see already, these are the biggest sizes. I have them in much different sizes, like a lot of you already know. But for everyone who is new here, I buy them on Temu or AliExpress. It just depends on the day how much it costs, because it changes by the day. So I'm going to place for this side, I'm going to do a couple of the, it's not, they are really the smallest line, because then I'm going to place this one in the corner. I'm going to do this one, and it gives just a little bit of an high-end look, of a little bit more like a high-end look. I'm going to do one on this corner. I'm going to do one on the other corner over here. And then on each connect piece, which are the blocks are connecting to each other. So we're going to place one over here and then do it a little bit quick so you can see it, and later I will make sure that I have them in the place I want to have them, because with wood glue, like I told you, I can redo it. Now I have the even smaller size, and they are really small because you see already, and I'm going to place them also on the top. I'm going to give some glue in the middle, place it on. I don't think you can even see it on the top. Maybe I can place you a little bit closer. I'm sorry, you're here. No, I can even get you closer than this. Oh, no, this is not going to... I show it to you in a moment. See, this is how I decorated it. I did also a couple of the little pieces in between, and I did on the top, but I will show you in a moment. You see here, I did them on the top and on the points over here. And you can go as crazy as you like. For me, this is more than enough. But of course, do whatever you think it's right. Maybe I do each corner one. I'm just looking at it and I think maybe I can do one on this corner, and this corner. And then we're going to spray paint it. So, and in the meantime, while my piece is drying from the spray paint, I really have an awful spray paint. I don't know what happened to the brand, but it is really awful. But I'm going to do my best. I hope he will be in the white color and a little bit distressing look. I have now placed the pin under here. You see already I pulled them out, but now we have, if you look closely, you see already I have here a piece which has to come off because I want to have it flat on my back side of my organizer, planter, how you call it, where you're going to use it for. So I'm going to get my handsaw. I don't use a jigsaw because that goes much too fast. So I'm going to take a handsaw and I'm going to saw it off this little piece. You see, this is how he's looking right now. Here was the little opening and I flattened it out. You see already, now he's a nice smooth surface. So I'm still debating what I'm going to do. I am not really happy how he's looking like, because I think he looks like plastic. He is plastic, but I don't want to look this way. But I don't know if I do it right to paint him in the creamy color, because I love a little bit of the creamy color on top of the back side. So I'm still debating. Maybe first I'm going to place it just the way like this is, and maybe later I'm going to paint it. So I'm still debating. So here you see already how my frame is turned out. Of course, I can show it to you a little bit like this because it's too big. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it down and I'm going to give it some fills under it for scratching the table. So I'm going to use some bigger rounds. So I'm going to, and of course you can find those rounds anywhere. I place them a little bit on the inside, because this one are brown ones and you don't want to see it very in your decor. And this is really a nice piece for small spaces, because when you see already, it is really small. You see, this is great for having it in a small space, maybe in your kitchen or maybe your bedroom. You can use it anywhere. So again, I'm going to place it on the inside, and now we're going to place it straight up. What we're going to do now, I'm going to look for, of course, I'm going to place it down. If I can place my cow on top of here, but place anything you have for your decor on top of here. So I'm going to use my hot glue and I'm going to give it a couple of points, and I'm just going to try how I like this one. We will see, maybe I don't like it, but we are going to look for that we are going to like, no, else I'm going to paint it totally in the creamy white color. Yes, I know, I couldn't help myself. I didn't like the plastic, I really didn't. So I did give it a little bit of a creamy color, but a little bit of a distressed color. So, but of course, choose your own way in this one, because I'm sometimes a little strange. If I don't like it, I really don't like it. So I'm going to get my hot glue and I'm going to glue this on top of our frame. And then you see in a moment the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tower blocks organizer which you can use of course also as a planter, but it is especially for small spaces. I hope you give this one a try, and everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give us a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to our description box, there you find the link for our DIY channels. And everyone who is here already for a long time, thank you so much for your friendship, it means the world to us, so thank you. And everyone have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.